All right, I have a question for anybody out there. Doesn't matter who. It can be a 5-year-old child, for all I care, or it can be an 89-year-old, pedophile. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Um, who the fuck gets drunk off of 2 Smirnoffs? Now, if you don't understand, Smirnoff is an alcoholic beverage, about about the size of my head lengthwise, and width about yay big. Um, and it's tasty, I guess, but it's like the candy of liquor. And you know, I guess I have a pretty good tolerance myself. It's all right. But anyway, I was at prom on Saturday evening, and I stayed there for about an hour and a half. And then me, my date, and 3 others went down to the movie theater where I used to work and where a couple of them work to pick up friend Brittany and another friend. And the other friend, who I will not name, uh, she her friend was supposed to pick her up from the party, which is over in the most hickish area. It's in Ridgeville, South Carolina. It's basically woods, road, and butt fucking rednecks. That's really the entire. Um, that's it. Um, and so we go to the theater, and then we pick them up, and we go to the party. Now, her friend was supposed to go to the party and pick her up, but instead of going to the party, her friend went to her boyfriend's house. I did not know this until much later, and I will get to that. So we get to the party, and it's really it's rednecks, one grindcore guy who was dancing like a motherfucker, and us, a bunch of people. I was still in my suit because I didn't have anything to change out of, so I looked fucking weird. And so we're sitting around. I couldn't drink because I had to go home later at a drive, so I had half a Bud Light. That was it. Which, by the way, does taste like raw water. I never had Bud Light before, and it was basically, and it was warm, so it was basically just warm, piss-like liquid with almost no alcoholic content. So that was no fun. And everybody else was drinking Smirnoffs and doing tequila shots, and I think vodka shots at some point. Anyway, so a bunch of them were hammered by the end of the night, at least by the time I left. And but anyway, this one girl, the extra person we had taken with us, she obviously couldn't hold her liquor. She had 2 Smirnoffs the entire night, and just sprinkle me flabbergasted when I find out that she is drunk off her ass and is going to puke. Well, she didn't actually puke, but she felt like she was going to puke. She was nauseous, and she was like, "Oh my god, I'll pay you $20 if you take me home." And I was like, "Fuck you," because I have a night to enjoy. Because this is prom night, and right now there's no sign of me getting any. So I'd rather just hang out and not have a sucky night. And so I stay there, and she continues being sick. She goes sit in the car, and she starts like texting one of my friends, who's because it's like this little site by a fire, and then the cars are way over here. So um, she's texting my friend Curtis and going, "Oh my God, please, can you take me home? I'll give you $40." And he was like, "I'm interested, no." And he's a Mexican, so he's going K half the time. Anyway, um, so it gets to about let's say 2:30, maybe close to 3 in the morning, and finally, I'm not. Everybody's drunk except for me, and that's no fun. So she comes over, staggering over, and we're like, "Are you okay?" And she's, "I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine." Uh, Michael, can you take me home? This is to me. And I'm like, God. So I like push over the girl next to me. I ask her to sit on my lap. She says no, and I realize no one's drunk enough to do anything, and I'm not gonna get anything, and they're being hammered and happy, and I'm not. And it's so I'm not gonna do anything. Might as well leave. It's boring at this point because I can't understand what half people are saying. So go fine. I'll take you home. So we're driving out, and mind you, this is in the backwoods. There's like a couple houses here and there, There's a stolen Burger King drive-through sign, and just woods, and presumably, as I said, butt fucking rednecks. And so it's about a minute and a half after leaving. She is like, "Oh my god, I have to pee so bad." And I'm like, "Why didn't you go before?" And she says, "Well, I did." Like, what? Are you serious? Okay. And so I about to turn. Well, actually, I asked her if she can go into the bushes, and she says, "No, no," because by fucking rednecks, as I said. Um, and so she's like, turn around. If I turn around, I go into a church parking lot. Zoom! Turn around, and I'm racing back towards the party. And she's like, "Oh my god, I can't hold it any longer. I can't hold it any longer. Oh my god." And so I pull off to the side of the road. Now, unbeknownst to me, she did not have a seatbelt on. So she hits the dashboard, and like her head nearly bashes into mine, and she starts pissing herself in my car. Oh god. So she's like, she gets out of the car and she's just like, it's running down everywhere. It's pretty much splashing, onto my seat. She's like, she's going wild. Um, and so there's like this puddle in the seat, and she takes her pants off, which normally I'd be cool with that, but now I'm really not. And I go into the trunk and I get some jeans who belong to somebody. I don't know. They look like girls' jeans. Either way, they're in the trash now, so sorry. Um, and she cleans herself off, and we go back and try to find the interstate. Now, I'm not used to Ridgeville, so I get lost once, and she's on the phone talking to her friends, like, "Oh my god, I pissed myself, and it's all his fault because he stopped the car too suddenly. Oh, he's just mad because he didn't get any from him." I'm like, "Okay, well, this is nice. You splashed my seat, and you're talking about me not getting any sex, and you're saying it's my fault that you splashed my seat." Okay, her list is it's stacked right now. But it's not over yet. Uh, at this point, I finally get onto the interstate, and her friend, who she's on the phone with, says in 5 minutes she's gonna leave. She's at a gas station near the movie theater waiting. Why she couldn't pick her up is beyond me at this point, because I thought she was at her boyfriend's house, but whatever. People have their reasons. And so I'm racing down the interstate, and I make it up to about 100, 110 miles an hour in this blue Grand Prix GT. I'm not happy about that at all. It cost me a quarter tank. And I get there. It's a 15-minute drive, but I get there in about 6 minutes. And yeah, so basically, what I'm asking here is, one, how does one get drunk off of 2 Smirnoffs that bad? And just as a little extra thing, I found out today that she doesn't even remember what happened. So once again, how the fuck do you get that drunk off of 2 Smirnoffs? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, she'd been drunk before, so I don't know why she was drunk like this fucking hammered. I mean, I guess people like fluctuate. I guess she might have not had anything to eat, but the point remains: it's 2 Smirnoffs, liquor's candy, and it cost me a quarter tank and a really nasty smelling seat that she couldn't take 2 Smirnoffs. So that's really it. I want to know: does anyone get drunk off 2 Smirnoffs? I realize this is hardly relevant to any political or religious discussion on YouTube, but I'm really curious. Okay, I'm done.